Okay, guys, we need to talk. I was just reading an article and I was shocked, absolutely shocked by this thing most US workers do that is completely unthinkable to most of the world, particularly those of us who live in Europe. In fact, it's something that according to statistics, only countries like Japan and China do worse than you. How is that possible? Now, to be clear, I am talking about how much paid vacation time you guys actually take. Or in this case, how much paid vacation time you waste. President William Howard Taft said in 1910 that Americans should have at least 2 to 3 months of vacation time to protect their health and constitution. Well, clearly, no one paid much attention to them because the law is stacked up against Americans on this. There is no legal requirement for paid vacation in the US other than specific holidays. In fact, about 1 in 4 private sector workers doesn't receive paid vacation from their employers at all. Meaning, it is up to employers to decide if they want to offer vacation time or not. And to me, that's mind-blowing, because for most countries, that's a legal right. In Europe, the average is 4 days per year, Australia too. And this is something employers can't mess with without getting into serious trouble. So I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like to not actually have that right. But if you think about it, it only makes it that much worse when people who do have access to paid vacation time don't use it. Did you know that in 2018, American workers wasted a total of 768 million vacation days? Meaning they could have taken it, but didn't. Why? Why would you do that? I mean, seriously, if you've done this, can you leave me a comment below letting me know why? Please, I'd really love to know why. Now, according to a series of studies published by the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, there are 3 main reasons why. Because workers felt unable to adequately disconnect from work while on vacation, because they felt like they wouldn't feel relaxed or connect with loved ones if they took a vacation, and because they anticipated a negative outcome of them taking time off, like feeling stressed or having financial burdens. And I guess it also doesn't help that employers and coworkers are putting pressure on them to stay and work in order to keep them from falling behind on work and letting down their teams. Almost a third of workers surveyed said they were expected to answer phone calls or texts from work while on vacation, and more than a quarter said they were expected to respond to work emails. And as a result, almost half of the surveyed employers worked at least an hour a day while on vacation. Which I guess that at a time where the Great Resignation is still going on and companies are still struggling to fill positions, it kind of makes sense. The workers who have stayed behind have to carry all the workload, and having a coworker go on vacation would only make matters worse. But still, the price workers pay for not taking time off is even bigger as far as I'm concerned, because exhaustion is bound to compromise their performance anyway. Now, knowing all of this, there is no wonder why so many US workers are experiencing burnout, or that more and more are quietly quitting, doing the bare minimums at work to protect their work-life balance. Even the Great Resignation makes more sense now, because working without vacation, particularly if it's because employers don't offer it, what are you supposed to do other than look for a better option? So now comes the part where I take a deep breath and calm down. Because as it turns out, after quitting their jobs by the millions and quiet quitting to protect themselves from overwork, American workers are finally enjoying their hard-earned vacation time. In fact, during the past year alone, almost 60% of Americans went on a vacation for at least a week, according to an Allianz survey. And that's an increase from the 44% who did it in 2021. Hopefully, they will finally have realized that paid vacation time is something they've earned just as much as that pay at the end of each month. In fact, if you're one of the many who didn't used to go on vacation but have started to do recently, leave me a comment below letting me know why you have changed your mind. It's awesome to see that people are finally making that shift from money spent on things to money spent on experiences, on living their best life. That they realize that work-life balance isn't just about 40-hour work weeks or leaving the workplace on time and not a minute later. It's also about having time to shut down your brain, to keep all your worries and your responsibilities at work and be free to do whatever you want. Or nothing at all, for longer than the just 2-day weekends. Now, in my opinion, this is actually something bosses should definitely encourage as well, for the benefit of their companies. Employees who take little to no time off work are more likely to struggle with their health. Well, duh. And let's face it, a burned out worker isn't very productive, right? So it shouldn't really be a surprise that studies found that employees who take ample amount of time off have a much better work-life balance, which means better personal relationships and increased job satisfaction. That also makes them much less likely to join the Great Resignation bandwagon. And if employers are the first to make sure their employees have a good, healthy work-life balance, why would workers feel the need to quiet quit? So if you're an employer, please encourage your employees and team members to enjoy their paid vacation time. And if you're an employee who still hasn't had the chance to have a proper summer vacation this year, just do it. There's still time, enjoy these last few days of longer days and nice weather for whatever it is that makes you the happiest. Don't live for work, work for a living. Enjoy that off time without guilt and watch as your life becomes a much happier one. You deserve nothing less.